Hello and welcome to Judy's Crafts and Stuff. I'm Judy. Thank you for coming by today to have a visit with me, and I hope you enjoy my video. I've tried to be a little more organized than usual. I've written down some notes, and I hope this video isn't too long, but I do have a lot to share. Most of the time I think, well, I can't make a video because I don't have anything to share, but suddenly there's a lot to share. So I'm going to start with a completed object that I finished. I finished the tube socks that I was making. These are simple tube socks made with acrylic yarn and a size 6 knitting needles that's 4 millimeters. And I used 44 stitches, started with about a 1-inch ribbing, and then did 12 inches and then started decreasing. And the decreases were like knit 5, knit 2 together, and then knit a row, and then knit 4, knit 2 together, and knit a row, and just went down and down and down until I got to about 6 stitches and then did a gathering stitch. Very, very easy. I do know how to make a heel in a sock, or at least I learned at one time. Back in about 2009, I took a course and we made one sock. And then it took me about a year to make the second one, and I had to go refer to a YouTube video to remember how to turn the heel. So I do prefer tube socks because they're easy, mindless. I like doing them with circular needles. For this project, my circular needle broke, so I had to go back to using double pointed needles. But that was okay. So anyway, that's one finished project. And I'm going to show a video here of them on my feet. Here are the tube socks on my feet. Even though they're acrylic, they're really quite warm. They keep my feet warm when I'm sleeping. I can't sleep with cold feet. They're much better than the regular cotton socks that I wear. And I have knitted some socks in the past, but they weren't terribly warm because they weren't made with 4-weight acrylic yarn. Anyway, another project I'm making is sewing. Sewing was my first love. I learned to sew when I was about 10 or 12 years old. My mother had a Pfaff sewing machine that she talked about, a traveling salesman selling it to her door to door, and in the early 1960s, $2,000 for a sewing machine was quite a lot. Anyway, it was a really nice machine. Anyway, I've been making strip quilt squares. These are 10-inch squares, and they're all a little bit different. I have 12 of them here. The only same thing between them is the middle strip, I use the same fabric, and on each end, I use the same fabric. There's 12 squares, but I have on my table 9 because the table wasn't big enough to hold all 12. And I'm going to show you sort of how I'm going to configure them when I sew them together. And then when I'm done with the whole quilt, I'll show a photo or a video of the whole quilt. Here is what 9 of them look like laid out. I don't have enough room on my table to lay out all 12, but this is kind of how I plan to assemble them. And when I finish the entire quilt, I will put it on my bed and take a picture to show it. I also placed some orders. Recently I ordered from Joann a large piece of batting to go with my quilt. It's 90 inches wide by 3 yards long, and I've decided that I can get 6 36 by 45 quilt battings from that. So I hope that works out. Joann is a little bit odd. I don't think I like ordering from them online anymore, especially since they have stopped having the ability to call them and talk to a live person. Apparently you can send a text and you can send an email, but in the case of my last order, the tracking kept showing awaiting carrier pickup, and it wasn't getting picked up, and it wasn't getting picked up. Finally, the item showed up at my post office, but the tracking still says awaiting carrier pickup. But in the meantime, I had sent an email asking them what's going on and didn't get a response. And I sent another email a week later and still didn't get a response. Still haven't had a response. I have decided I just don't like their online customer service. So that might be the end for me. The nearest Joann to me is about 25 miles away, but I could go there once a month or so and shop and whatever. So anyway, that Joann is also on the same street as a Hobby Lobby and a Michaels. So it's the same general area. So I could make a day of it and just go shopping once a month or once every 2 months, or when Hobby Lobby's having their clearance sale, or whatever. So that's my opinion on Joann. I also ordered some fabric from a place called Fabric Warehouse Direct, FWD. Now, their customer service is great, but their fabric was a disappointment. Even though it's very inexpensive, it was in the $3 a yard range. It's extremely thin, very, very thin, very stretchy. I'm not sure what I'll make with this. I just haven't decided. But I have this beautiful, soft knit fabric. It's very, very stretchy. I wrote to them and asked them if they have any thick fabrics, but most of their thick fabrics are things like canvas duck and stuff like that. I'm looking more into making apparel, things to wear. Canvas duck would be great if I was making bags. And I'll think about that in the future. But again, these fabrics were like $3 a yard, and they were on sale on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, I can't remember which. There's this broadcloth, and it seems a little thicker than that knit, but it's very stiff. I think it has a lot of sizing in it, and once it's laundered, it's going to be really thin. And the final fabric that I ordered from them is large pink polka dots. Sometimes I'm just in a polka dot kind of mood. And it is very thin, very thin. It might be okay for a blouse or a dress with a lot of gathers, skirt. And you have to wear a slip underneath of it. They were very kind to send a little gift along with my order. This very nice sewing kit. Scissors, seam rippers, needle threaders, one of these 6-inch rulers, some pins, a chalk, pins, measuring tape, and a pin cushion. I thought that was very nice of them. So, also I made an order with Mary Maxim. I love Mary Maxim's customer service, but their shipping this time was really weird. They used something called DHL Smart Mail, and it went all over the country, it seems like. It took about 10 days to get to me. And then, of course, it was sent to the post office, and I live in a town where the post office does not deliver mail to me, so I have to go to the post office and pick it up. But I love their products, and there's no Mary Maxim store around here, so if I want something from Mary Maxim, I'll just have to order it. But the good thing about it was free shipping, and otherwise, or maybe it was $4.99 shipping, but otherwise it would have cost $14.99 or more. Interestingly, I ordered this set of jigsaw puzzles. There are 8 puzzles here, and it was 8 puzzles for $9.99, and I thought, well, that looks interesting, and I used to like to do jigsaw puzzles. Sometimes I get bored with crochet and knit. So I ordered this one. The only thing is, each puzzle comes in a bag. It doesn't exactly tell you which puzzle is in each bag. However, the clue is the puzzles in this box are of different sizes. Some of them are 300 pieces, some 750, 500, or even 1,000. There's one that's 1,000, so I know that the bag that has the most pieces will be the one that's 1,000 pieces. And they are all dogs. I used to have a black lab. I had a black lab and a dog that looked like a spaniel, but they were brother and sister. The girl dog named Cutie Pie, she looked like a spaniel. her brother was Lucky Charlie, and he looked like a black lab. Their mother was a black lab, but their father, or at least one of the fathers, was a Keeshond. Keeshond. We think that maybe they had different daddies. Possible. Anyway, so I was impressed or attracted to this group of puzzles because of the subject, because I like dogs. Love dogs. I thought at one time maybe if there was such a thing as reincarnation, maybe I was a dog in another life. That's kind of weird though, I guess. Also, from Mary Maxim, I ordered this set of Prim cable needles. It's 2 8-inch needles, though this middle part is 4 4/4 inches. Now see, don't they look like circular knitting needles? I thought these would be perfect for making baby tube socks. Why not? They say they're for cables, but they look like they would work. I don't know, I haven't tried yet. But to do a baby cable, a baby tube sock, you need something short. So these are like a total of 8 inches. They also had a version that's 10 inches. But I got those. And along with that, this book called Baby Cardigans. I used to crochet and knit items for a charity that specialized in items for babies. And mostly recently, in the last several years, I've been making items for adults as well as babies, but I think I like to go back to the baby size of things. I've been making things for Wings that's organized by Rose of Rose Likes Crochet, but they don't accept a lot of things for babies. So anyway, I've decided to branch out or go back to doing baby stuff. And I have never made a baby sweater. I thought I would learn to do a baby sweater this coming year. I usually do blankets and hats and booties. It'd be nice to add a sweater. So that's what the tube socks will be for a layette or some kind. I'm also bought this book of patterns for the Lots of Love doll. It's a 5-inch doll, very small, and I have 5 or 6 of them. And I haven't ever made anything for them, but I thought it would be something to do. And I ordered what I thought was a completed calendar with cats and dogs on it, but it ends up being a kit to make the calendar, or finish it at least. It comes with sequins and things. It has a rod to hang it with, and sequins and thread. It's for 2023. And of course, I had to get some yarn. I like this Nako brand of yarn. I'm not sure where it's from. It's some country where they spell what am I trying to say? The word I'm trying to say, acrylic. They spell acrylic Akrilik. It looks like it could be Turkey, somewhere like that, which is where a lot of yarn comes from, and I really like the yarn that comes from Turkey. It seems to be really high quality from any company. Anyway, this is called Nako Truvia. Right now it's on sale for $1.99 a skein, but there's a limit of how many colors they seem to have. I think they have white, black, and various kinds of blue. There's another Nako on there, the Mona Lisa brand, but you really have to dig through the yarns to find the Mona Lisa on their website. I believe it says it was originally $5.99, now on sale for $1.99, and they have a special for shipping for $4.99 through the 13th of December. So I got 2 skeins of this one, which is a light blue. They don't have names, but they have color numbers. This is 10471. And I have two of these, which is a little bit darker blue. And this is color number 12399. And then I have two of these, which are white, but the color number is 208. So, now, I also am, of course, always have to start something different. I've got some things in progress. I've got the snow people in progress, which I'll talk about a little bit later. I hope to get that done by Christmas. And my son is helping me. I have to figure out what all the pieces are. I made a copy of the piece chart, and my son is going to help me figure out what all the pieces are, and then I'll be able to sew it together, hopefully. Inspired by Llama Mama Kayla, who is currently making an Advent, what she's calling a Ruana blanket, using small balls of yarn that she's receiving daily from her son Dakota, who made up a project for her and put them in bags for her to open every day during Advent or during the days of December. I had this box of bonbons. They're very small. I think they're 22 yards each. Very small. They look bigger in the video than they are. See, and they're in various different colors. Let me see if this tells me how many yards they are. No, the print is too small even with my glasses. And it's in a different language. So anyway, I started making granny squares. But for some reason, even though these are all in the same group, and I use the same needle, and it's just me making them, these granny squares came out in different sizes. See, this one came out pretty big, and this one's smaller. Maybe you can't see it too well, but anyway, they were all different sizes. So I decided that I couldn't make a project like that with different sizes. So I started making, rows of half double crochet using a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, and it was taking forever. But inspired by Llama Mama Kayla, I've decided to add another yarn, which I have this mandala, and it's a size 3 yarn. It's kind of the same thickness as these bonbons. And I frogged my project that I had in progress, so I'm going to redo it and come up with something better. So anyway, that's all I have to really share today. I am going to start a new thing with my ukulele called Serenade Saturday, but probably not today, probably next Saturday. And I have a few other things to share in other videos, but I think that's a big enough video for today. So thank you for watching, and I also want to remind you that when we get to 300 subscribers, I do have a yarn giveaway planned. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video and hope to talk with y'all soon. Bye.